who had come to my son's naming. And we're just talking after the event. Of course, it was Lent, so we couldn't have had a party. And the question of a 24-hour economy came up. When we went back and forth, it was finally agreed that, look, all the big countries that we borrow from, whether it is China, it is Germany, whether it's the United States of America, whether it's UK, whether it's India, name them. All those places that we go and borrow money from, the big countries that we borrow money from, even with our Ghana Beyond Aid Kokoti attitude, they run 24-hour economies. And we shamelessly go to them to borrow. So why can't the shameless beggars, as we have become,
4-hour economy, a former president, John Dramani Mahama, Audi, NTC, the National Democratic Congress, and Nimuno, Omo policy, or my imagine says, Yami on Adom, not 2025, for Mubanum Benya Benyano, Ediswa, ever making sure say everything in the country, be it food, be it agriculture, be it anything at all. Send your TBR or Memana Arani 24 hours. Send your bear, a beboa Amagana Kudim Hano, aha, I crabbish. Inti, what is 24-hour economy? A day about to move first. John Dramani Mahama, a former president. Now, I can quite say about two just an Ghana for be any MPP communicators, a hot any communication, a hot door, I be tremono, one which they were. I didn't come quite to say in some kakabike, you know, and your manema la be and no more way, and I Johnny Hughes, Hremu said, no cremu countries are a quam ho, a cop bessia bo, a quania copom, which you bunko to Jenny, a set wom, near Jabosia won, one yinano, a yana a 24 hours, and no more running economy no, a mu enjo danesika apemu enti die ne be ya die ne betete den po ne be home say sanka Ghana so yebetimi aye bi say be ya yen so yebetimi aye very very active when it comes to our economic say ebetimi aboa ma economical stability e wokodiem ha no aye correct kra yen nya politics ne fa nto ntwe ba de we hu ne say because if we NDC ni ntino e was say MP ni bia ka say enya de papa now so deep down no na yenim say e ya de papa other for them aha Penax platform, Makwaba, ever platform, so Yentia Sama Johnny Hughes, at the 2 Johnny B.
With two individuals who had come to my son's naming. And we're just talking after the event. Of course, it was Lent, so we couldn't have had a party. And the question of a 24-hour economy came up. When we went back and forth, it was finally agreed that, look, all the big countries that we borrow from, whether it is China, it is Germany, whether it's the United States of America, whether it's UK, whether it's India, name them. All those places that we go and borrow money from, the big countries that we borrow money from, even with our Ghana Beyond Aid Kokoti attitude, they run 24-hour economies. And we shamelessly go to them to borrow. So why can't the shameless beggars, as we have become, why can't we also run a 24-hour economy? Say, hey, he's NDC. Because after we had the conversation, I posted it on social media just to test the waters, because the two individuals I spoke with were also polarized on NDC and MPP lines. Even though the bottom line is that the 24-hour economy is good, because it was coming from the NDC stables, the MPP person who was there said, oh, no. The NDC said, oh, yeah. So I said, oh, let me test this on social media. And the reaction I got was just what I got at the event yesterday. So I asked myself the simple question. Are we so polarized that we don't think about Ghana anymore, that it is just about political interests? On many occasions, I've stood here and said that free SHS is a good thing. The only problem with free SHS, as has been said even by the experts, when I started talking about free SHS being good, most of the experts were quiet. When I started talking about a review, and in most cases was misconstrued as cancellation, most of the experts were quiet. When they decided to speak, they took the position I had taken, even though I'm not an expert in that field, that the implementation, as I had seen on the ground, was shambolic. So free SHS is good, but the implementation is shambolic. That is a fact that we cannot run away from. And the fact that you say something is good, so if I say free SHS is good, it doesn't make me NPP. No. It makes me a Ghanaian first of all. If Guta says the 24-hour economy is good, it doesn't make Guta NPP, NDC. If IEA says the 24-hour economy is good, it doesn't make them NDC. Because the base of the argument is that the places where we live to go and borrow, Paris Club, all the people we are begging for a domestic debt exchange and all of balance of whatever it is, all the conversations we're having with the IMF, and the second tranche is still yet to come. All those countries run 24-hour economies. So when you ask yourself, what really is the problem? Then say, oh, define the 24-hour economy. Then I ask myself, is it the 24 hours that there's no understanding for? Because we know there are 24 hours in a day. Or is it the economy that we don't understand? Because now it's become a matter of, oh, ridicule it. But the reality is that if you ask even the economists, if you sit Dr. Baumia in a room privately and ask him about the 24-hour economy, he would extol it. If you listen to the conversations about digitalization and formalizing the economy and all of that, what is it geared towards? What really is it geared towards? It is all in the interest of Ghana. So then you ask yourself the question, are people really interested in Ghana, or they are interested in their political persuasion and ideologies? And how has their personal political persuasion and ideology come to the fore? What is the National Development Planning Commission's position on the 24-hour economy? Because all along, the NDPC has been telling us that we have to find a way to synchronize the political party manifestos into the big national blueprint and all of that. Now, Dr. Baumia is proposing digitalization. John Mahama is proposing a 24-hour economy. Can we put them in a room and have a synchronized plan that syncs with a national dream? Because whatever is being done, whatever will be done with 24-hour economy will be based on how much is borrowed on our behalf or how much we pay in taxes. Whatever will be done via digitalization will be based on our taxes and how much is borrowed on our behalf or how much grants we are able to get. So let's begin to think Ghana. If we had a 24-hour economy, will we have our unemployment rate shooting up with 1.3 million? Will we have it? If we had a 24-hour economy, will you have people always on your neck begging you for money to survive? If we had a 24-hour economy, will we have people going to work? Will we have some more? So we need to be asking those questions and asking also, okay, so how do we get the infrastructure done for a 24-hour economy? How do we get a working transport system for a 24-hour economy? Because you know presently that trotros do not run 24/7. At some point, some stations become ghost towns. So how do we get them to run? How do we get our bus systems to run? How do we get constant electricity? How do we get constant water supply? How do we get constant security? How do we get some of these things? That is how we think. But if you just suddenly go and let's ridicule it because it is not coming from our stables, you are a nation breaker. You are a nation breaker. There are private companies in this country and individuals like Grandpa Clothing. Grandpa Clothing sows 24 hours because it's a personal initiative for them so to do. And so they have also done their personal infrastructure, gotten some more security. They have 3 shifts of people that are running, and they have capital injection and all of that. So if you give him an order and you say you want it tomorrow morning and you make the order at 8 p.m., by tomorrow morning you are sure that you will get your clothing. So now fashion's that same. That is their personal model of a 24-hour economy. But how do we scale this up to the national level or the national level? That's the conversation. So if you ridicule it and they think that if you want to make an NDC communicator angry, ask him about 24-hour economy, you have not made sense.